Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel again, man. Now look, I don't know if you guys have heard, but now Fat Joe, all right, Fat Joe's former hype man alleges rapper forced him into thousands of SX. I believe this video is going to be extremely difficult to react to. I'm going to do my best to try to keep everything in where things will make sense. All right. Boy. I'm just, you know me, I'm just trying to think if there's any type of connection to you know who. All right, we ain't gonna waste no more time. Let's jump right into it.
Rapper Fat Joe has been hit with an explosive $20 million lawsuit for allegedly coercing his ex-hype man into sexual acts. In a graphic 157-page lawsuit, Terrence T.A. Dixon accuses Fat Joe, whose legal name is Joseph Cartagena, of more than a decade. The details so disturbing that there's a big trigger warning in the red on the first page of that filing. Dixon alleges that in the lawsuit, Cartagena forced him to, quote, humiliating situations and performed under duress and surveillance.
Okay, I'm going to have to trim that out. So, Fat Joe's hype man, you know, accusing him of basically forcing him into all of these SX, also is alleging that Fat Joe also did things with some young girls, and is saying he was also contemplating whether to leave his wife because he was like in love with one of them that was young. And you know, then the Fat Joe's team is saying this is a lie. I don't know, man. You had the Tyler Perry situation, you had the Shannon Sharpe situation, you got Fat Joe, of course you got Diddy, you got
act of retaliation. NBC's Stephen Romo is on the story for us. And Stephen, Cartagena initially sued Dixon, and now Dixon is suing Cartagena. Both sides are trading allegations here.
Yeah, a lot of allegations here, but the lawsuit filed today has a lot more graphic content, if you will, Tom. Cartagena actually sued Dixon back in April on allegations that, as a former employee, he was trying to extort him for money. Well, Dixon's suit that was filed today is a lot more than just a typical employment dispute. The complaint does accuse Cartagena of underpaying him, but it goes on with many more allegations, claiming Cartagena would bring women to hotel rooms and make Dixon have with them in front of him and others. It also alleges that Cartagena would fly that.
Okay, so he's claiming that Fat Joe, again, this is just in case I have to edit this out. I'm trying to tell you guys, when I try to leave videos as they are, it could really mess your channel up. All right. But saying that Fat Joe would fly out young girls and pay for their plastic surgery, you know, BBLs and stuff like that. You would say, like, how don't you have to be a certain age to get these things? Hey, when things are done under the table, it don't matter. That's why a lot of them walking around looking crazy, you know, because the surgery ain't done right. But again, man, he's saying Fat Joe would have him do stuff in hotel with women while he watch, kind of like the whole Diddy situation. But this is, instead of the woman doing things with the guys, it's the man doing things with girls, is what he's alleging here. Look, we don't know these people. They said Fat Joe's real name. That's the first time I ever heard his real name. I don't know this brother. I ain't finna say up here and say he did it or he didn't. I'm just saying this is what is alleged, but we got to stop acting like we know these celebrities based off their music. We don't know them. Don't matter if you meet them in person or not. You don't know them.
Those claims in this lawsuit are complete fabrications and lies, and saying, quote, the lawsuit filed by Tyrone Blackburn and Terrence Dixon is a blatant act of retaliation, a desperate attempt to deflect attention from the civil suit we filed first. Of course, referencing that lawsuit originally filed back in April, Tom.
I don't even know.
So we have another famous rapper being hit with a RICO charge, and we talked about Sean Diddy Combs' trial earlier in the newscast. He's also, of course, being accused of building a criminal empire here, and several of the people connected to this lawsuit have ties to other big cases, including Diddy's.
Yeah, a lot of the players involved have connections to these cases. Joe Tacopina representing Joe Cartagena, of course, that's Fat Joe. He's also represented a lot of other big clients, including President Donald Trump, A$AP Rocky, and he actually turned down representing Sean Diddy Combs himself. And then we have Tyrone Blackburn there on the right, who is right now representing Dixon, but he is also representing music producer and rapper Lil Rodney in a separate case that is against Diddy. The lawsuit filed by Dixon is a civil RICO case, unlike Diddy's, which, of course, is a criminal RICO case. But there is a lot of crossover in these allegations here, Tom.
It's kind of head spinning, actually, Stephen. Thanks very much.
We thank you for watching. And remember,
look, man, I'm going to look at some of the comments here because, again, like I said, you know, you may grow up listening to their music, but this is a dirty, dirty, dark industry, man. Dirty, dark industry. And again, I'm not saying this stuff is true, what he's being alleged of. I'm just saying we got to stop getting shocked and surprised, because what they say, birds of a feather, all these people know each other. All these people see things. I'm just saying, like, when it comes out to be true. So my whole thing is like, it's like something end up happening to where they say, all right, you know what? I'm going to tell on you now. All right. Because it looks bad for him. If all this stuff is true, it looks bad that he was not saying anything, you know, although he's claiming that he's kind of like, you know, saying like, I'm a victim in this. Then you have guys like, what you complaining for? You over here sleeping with women and this and that. Look, man, I don't know. I told y'all, when adults are doing adult things, that's one thing. But when you got, this is how like the Diddy case started off, where they talked about young people, right? And then it kind of went away. So my whole thing is like, you say it's these young people, like, it's gonna be difficult, especially talking about like the surgeries and stuff, because I believe that stuff was probably done under the table, if true. So you ain't gonna have no receipts, no paper trails, nothing like that. But I just feel like right now, we're gonna see a fury of these allegations coming in, a fury of them. I told y'all, whatever the verdict is with Diddy, like, for instance, if they say Diddy is not guilty, I just want to see how many people are going to show up if he has another party. You know, although it's been proven that what he does to women, you know, like, you still want to surround yourself. You know what I mean? There is such a big fraternity that they're a part of. Someone said, I'm glad I'm not rich and famous or running for office. Yeah, a lot of the comments are just going in on Fat Joe. I mean, yeah. Hollyweird continues. I don't know, man. Again, apologies for the way this video might come out. It's like I said, it's a lot of trigger words that you cannot say on this platform. Your video will get taken down, demonetized, you can get a strike, all that stuff. I'm just trying to play it safe. But hopefully I can explain it. I explained it enough for you guys to understand. All right. Peace out. Thanks for watching.